Oh no, Flight of the Hippogriff is closed. What am I gonna do? This is the only reason why I came. Yeah, when you say that for anything, people know what you're doing. Which is just making me think, Utah, give me 2. If anyone gets that reference, I'm proud of you. We're in sunny, warm Southern California, except for it's not really warm and it's certainly not sunny. The rain has taken a quick break. Hopefully it stays that way. But I'm at Universal Studios Hollywood. Now, the question will be, because I start thinking I'll just say Hollywood Studios, which obviously is the park at Disney World, which I also still want to call MGM. How many times do I slip up? Over under 2.5 is the number, and I'm probably gonna re-record it if I realize I do it, so I still, will I count that? Yeah, I will count that, so let's make it 3.5. So how many times do I say Hollywood Studios versus Universal Studios Hollywood? I think I'm gonna try to be safe and just say Universal, so that might help you take the under, but put in the comment section down below how many times you think I'm gonna screw it up, and then at the very end, if I remember, I'll say how many times I had to re-record it or how many times I let it fly, because I might just let it fly and don't feel like re-filming something or re-editing. So let's see how it goes, and let's check out the VIP experience on a day that really isn't going to be necessary because, well, it's a random Tuesday in January, and it's also wet, rainy, and a little cold. So let's check it out. And for those that don't know, new to the channel or whatever, I have been to Universal in Orlando hundreds of times, actually thousands of times probably. Let's go hundreds. I've been to it hundreds of times. I've never been to Hollywood, so it'll be interesting to see what's different now. Obviously, I know it's going to be a scaled back version compared to Orlando, which was part of the reason why I was a little hesitant to try to come. But I'm excited, and I'm sure future videos will be comparing what is better in Orlando, what's better here, what's special about this park. So make sure you hit that subscribe button to see what content is different. And the wind is whipping through. Yeah, it's gonna be not a super pleasant weather day, but thankfully most of the rides are inside. Now, one of the bummers of me having to come now, because I was out here for a work trip, is Super Nintendo World will not be open. But just because the section of the park won't be open yet, doesn't mean merchandising isn't already ready to go. It's a cool little outside. Now, some of you might be thinking, hey, it looks like it's closed. Well, City Walk opens, I think, 11 today, but the park's not even open yet. I'm here early for just trying to get around and get video and make sure everything was all copacetic on that. So that's why that's closed. But yeah, unfortunately I'm a month too early for Super Nintendo, but hey, I got to be out here for work, so there's definitely worse things than being able to come on a day off before heading back to the East Coast. It's kind of a weird feeling being at Universal, but not being at the Universal that I know, like City Walk feeling slightly different on the walk-in, but still having a lot of the same essence or different style, and then getting to the globe turning, but it being a different globe and not having the water and not going to Islands of Adventure or the studio side. It's just, it's a strange feeling where you like know where you are, but you don't. It's been a bit puzzling, but hey, time to experience it. Well, not quite, because the park's not open yet, but yeah, I'm excited, and hopefully the weather gets a bit better, because it is yee. But if this is the worst it is, I can deal with it. Also the wind, that would be great if it stopped. Yeah, that rain staying away. A couple minutes later, not so much. So yeah, it is downpouring, so I'm underneath an umbrella and the wind is whipping. Now, I won't be surprised if this ends up getting blocked because of the copyright infringement, but if you can hear in the background, well, actually, as soon as I say that, they did their intro. It was See You Again, and it just was like, oh yeah, that's right, Fast and Furious, I'm at Universal. Can we get a different ride? Because that movie franchise should have so much better. Yes, yes, oh, there we go. that's what disappoints me on the Fast and Furious, is the franchise, whether you like them or not, they're a huge, huge deal. And there are several movies I love, like Fast 5, sign me up in a second, one of the best heist movies. I'm a sucker for a heist movie. I should hear that and be like, yeah, that's right, gonna get to ride Fast and Furious, not what you end up, I guess I'm gonna walk by Fast and Furious because I ain't gonna ride it. Though, I'm gonna be doing the studio tour, which means I'm gonna have to ride Fast and Furious, and I don't like the fact that to do the studio tour I have to ride Fast and Furious. Let's just remove that whole thing. Actually, let's remove all of the Fast and Furious, start over, and make it an awesome ride instead. That's for you, Christian and Michelle. I do not like that show. Actually, just saying that I don't like The Office might have just created a stir crazy in the comment section. So, yeah, I do not care for The Office. I've tried multiple times. Do not like it.
Let me address what we're going to do today. Number one, we're going to get wet. That's all there is to it. It's a theme park. We have to walk out into the theme park. We are going to a vehicle, though, for a tour.
Just finished up the VIP version of Studio Tours. Going to do actually a separate video on that. We'll actually be splitting it up. A little different than I was expecting. We'll also do a recap for VIP, so I'll have those videos coming up shortly. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, and a like always appreciated. Just got off of Jurassic World. Enjoyable ride. Now, whether it's better than Jurassic Park or not, you'll have to subscribe and watch a video coming up of what Universal Studios Hollywood does better and worse than Universal Orlando. I'll have that video coming up, and whether this is better than Jurassic Park or if Jurassic Park is still better, we'll have that recap and a whole bunch of other stuff. But I definitely enjoyed it. It was fun, and the indoor, very, very good. So I highly recommend checking out Jurassic World if you're out at Universal Studios Hollywood. Is it as good as Orlando's version? No, it's not. But it actually does do a few things better than Orlando's version. Obviously, I'll get more into that in the comparing between the two parks coming up. But yeah, it's a fun, enjoyable ride. Definitely recommend Mummy, but the general consensus is correct. It's not as good as the Orlando version. Now time to do a ride on Transformers. I'm pretty sure it's the same version as Orlando. That would be my guess. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't heard anything different, but regardless, it's an awesome ride, so let's do it. Yep, like I suspected, same ride, so definitely awesome, but yeah, it is the exact same. Oh, I wish this was open right now. I would love to go to Super Nintendo World. That would be amazing. I mean, it is a month away from being open. Some things are running. I don't know. Let me see if I can zoom in. Pay attention to Yoshi, and you see mushrooms going around. Oh, it looks like it's gonna be incredible. This thing does look amazing. Waterworld is excellent. Not as good as Born Stuntacular, but very few things are. I put it like maybe just a tick above or about even with Horror Makeup Show, which is a high compliment. I love Horror Makeup Show. Obviously, two different versions of a show, but the funny, entertaining, very good action. It's kind of like a mix of horror makeup with the comedy aspect with the stunts of Born Stuntacular. So kind of in the middle of there. Highly recommend. Very fun, very enjoyable. Definitely check it out. And the movie still sucks.
Do you remember what he was doing?
Secret Life of Pets is just a quality, fun, cute ride. Kind of a combination of Cat in the Hat and Minions. Kind of combined, obviously, with the storyline of Secret Life of Pets, but it's fun. And there's some real great humor in there. The Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Hogsmeade, of course, no Diagon Alley here over at Universal Studios Hollywood. And the big thing about this is it's smaller Harry Potter as a whole, but it's bigger because they actually knew how popular this area was going to be, and they didn't realize that in Orlando, so they made it much wider, so there's so much more room to walk around over here as compared to the Orlando, where on Hogsmeade side in Orlando, you are cramped. You'll notice with Diagon Alley when you go over there, it's also wider because they realize what they need to do and build it so they could close off things and open things up for traffic flow. None of those exist at Hogsmeade in Orlando, so it is just truly a nightmare with a lot of people. Great, but a nightmare. This side, much, much wider, so there's so much more room to maneuver, but the area itself is smaller because, well, there's just the Hogsmeade side.
And since we're at Hogsmeade, it means we have to go ride.
Oh, wait, yep, Hagrid's doesn't exist over here. Or can't even have a throwback to Dueling Dragons or Dragon Town as well. One of us Harry Potter Dragon Town. Oh, I miss when it dueled. But yes, that does not exist here. Hagrid's not a thing. That's kind of sad. VIP experience has just concluded at Universal Studios Hollywood, and I've got a couple hours left before park close. So the only things I haven't done is Simpsons, which guess what? Not doing it because I said never again. Christian made me go on it, and he got off and looked at me and was like, "Why'd you make me do that?" We all agree never again. I highly recommend just skipping Simpsons. It's not a pleasant experience, and if you get motion sickness at all, now the show is funny, but if you get motion sickness at all, which I do not, and it still gives me a headache, so skipping Simpsons. And then Kung Fu Panda, since I have not done that ever again and Shrek holds a special place in my heart, I gotta go hit up Kung Fu Panda and then gonna go drop down to the lower lot again and do some rides on Mummy again. Donkey! Okay, since it's no longer in Orlando, I gotta go see Donkey.
You know what I'm gonna do for you today? I'm gonna make sure all the lines are short waits. Yes, yes. Yeah, it already is. It already is. Look at that. I just didn't even have to do much. It just already is.
Says everybody here, right?
I freely admit I am biased to Shrek, but Shrek was better. Now, I also haven't seen the Kung Fu Panda movie, so I'm sure that doesn't help matters. What was cool about that, though, was how it used the walls, and it was kind of like a, not 360, but like a 270-degree show around, most in front on the screen, but it used the walls on some stuff. As going through, it was much shorter than I was anticipating, less jerky than Shrek. And the biggest thing of Shrek was, after a long hot day in Orlando, you can get in the AC. So I get why Shrek's gone. I do. I get why they converted this one to Kung Fu Panda new update, and I get why it's closed now in Orlando and we turned into a Minion ride. But it does really have a soft place in my heart. I'm struggling to fit both the Minion and I in at the same shot. But if there's something you should know about me, I love Minions. Minions make me happy. A few years ago, I was having a bad day at work. No, it wasn't the time that I get flown out to Southern California, but I was having a bad day at work, previous job even, and as we all do. And it was just after Christmas time, so it's probably 3 years ago now at this point. Yeah, I might say, guess it was probably around 3 years ago. And I was having a bad day, and my wife texted me saying, there are Minion Christmas inflatables. They're on sale for like $5 or $10. Do you want them? Assuming me as the person who hates Christmas to say no. But what trumps my hatred of Christmas is my love of Minions. So we now own 2 giant inflatable Minions, and we put them up a few years, and guess what? They fall over. So is the Raptor encounter different in Orlando? I have never done it because it's been such a long line, and I'm like, I'm not waiting in a line to get a picture. I was walking by because the weather was terrible and it's a random Tuesday, so there was no line, so I got in line 2 minutes before it started and was the first person, and person came out. It was a cool little show, like introductory, guy does well, it's like an actor scene, and then I get a picture with it, and then left, and then the next person goes up and he's talking about the interaction and ingratiating him with people and getting him used to that and all there. It's cool, but people made it seem like it's the greatest thing ever. It's amazing. You gotta do it. I remember one specific time my wife wanted to do it, and it was like a 25-minute wait. We just stood there you couldn't see anything and you're waiting, and I'm like, I'm not waiting 25 minutes when I could go do 50,000 other things that I would rather do while I'm at Universal Orlando. And I was like, yeah, this is not worth 25 minutes. An employee looked at me and goes, yes it is, trust me, it's amazing. And I was like, no, it's not. We left. And I just did it here, and if I would have waited 25 minutes and then done that, I would have been, excuse my language, pissed. Because, yeah, like, it was cool. I've got a cool photo from it that I'll slap up there, but am I missing something? Because I really don't get what the huge appeal was for waiting any length of time. Like, I'm glad I got a photo with it, and the guy does a really good job with the acting character and the entertainment aspect of it, but I can see that from the side here. What am I missing down in Orlando? Put in the comment section below. So I've done Mummy 4 or 5 times, I think 5. It's the best ride at Universal, in my opinion, here in Hollywood. So I have to go with that, and the back row is definitely the best seat done front and back. My legs are so long, the harness can't go all the way down my lap, so I get some nice airtime pops throughout the ride, particularly after the launch. Wasn't expecting the launch actually in the beginning. I'll have a whole recap of that and other things, comparing and contrasting to Orlando, ride reviews, and all that fun stuff, a park review as well. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Plus there's Six Flags Magic Mountain content that's either out or will be coming out depending on when this video comes. I've been doing so much in the same period of time that I've been doing all those different views and all those parks, especially with work. So do as much sharing as possible, hit the subscribe button, hit likes. So I got 11 minutes left before park close, hoping to get 2 more rides in on Mummy, which is making me think, Utah, get me 2. If anyone gets that reference, I'm proud of you. Now Utah might not have been able to get them to, once again, if you get that reference, I'm proud, but I was able to get 2 rides in on Mummy in the last few minutes, and now the park is closed, so time to meander from the lower lot to the parking lot, and that brings an end to this fun day at Universal Studios Hollywood. I almost said Universal Orlando. Nope. And also, I did not mess up calling it Hollywood Studios any times, at least that I caught. We'll see what happens when I'm actually editing it, if I missed any. But yeah, so the under, if you took the under, congrats, you hit. So fun day, ton of content coming up in the not too distant future. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, and share. Thanks for watching.